Hello, all 7 people who are watching this video. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Now, this is my first video. I'm one of the million people who has been lurking this Pan Those Eyeshadows project for a couple years, but never really decided to film a video until now, because it's a new year, it's mid-January, and I just got myself a new phone. What better reason to film something, right? Yeah. Okay. This project was created by Alexi and I will link her channel down below. She started this a few years ago, took a break, continuing this year, continue. She is doing it again this year. Check her out. Thanks. So this project has been tweaked by people over the years, and my way is pretty common, I think. Okay, the way I'm doing this is I'm going to roll in 5 eyeshadows randomly chosen from my inventory. I think I'm not gonna work on 2 shades that are too similar to each other, but I'm not limiting myself on other things. The goal is just to pick a random eyeshadow and pan it. I'm not gonna set myself very strict goals. For example, if an eyeshadow is irreplaceable, I'm gonna set a 15 usage goal, because I know that over the years I will continue using that eyeshadow. To give some examples, a couple shades from Urban Decay Electric palette. I think especially Chaos is very irreplaceable for me, and maybe some or most even shades from my Natasha Denona palettes, because I just can't replace them, you know? And I would like to replace them. That's the important part. If something is irreplaceable but I don't care for it, I'll just continue using it until I pan it, because like it's never gonna get used up anyway. So 15 use goal on things that I absolutely adore and can't replace. But the rest, I'll just try to pan it. This rule isn't too strict. You know, if I absolutely hate something, I'm just not gonna force myself. But I don't think that's gonna happen, because, you know, if I hate something, I'll just declutter it. You know? If I like it enough, I think I can use it. So that's my rule. Basically no usage goals, because I think the 15 use mark will apply to very specific shadows, and I have a ton of eyeshadows in my collection. I hate the word collection, but let's not sidetrack. Maybe it's 1 in a 20 chance that we'll land on something that I just can't get myself to hit pan on because I love it so much. Now, I have 790 pans of eyeshadow. That's a lot. That's a lot more than I wish I had. But, you know, life happens. Let's get to the sadder part. The amount of pans I've hit amongst those 790 eyeshadows is 1. I only have 1 pan, and I got that just a few months ago while trying out this project, seeing if it will work for me, and I got my first and only pan there. So I just want to officially get into it this time around and just expand my pans, because my pan percentage right now is, I believe, 0.13%, and that's too little. My goal is to hit 1%, which is to have 8 total pans, which means 7 more pans in my collection. I think it's an easy goal, but still not too small. For me, someone who has 1 pan in their collections, it's still not too small. If we hit that very fast, we can just set ourselves a new goal, you know? No harm in that. Let's just roll in 5 eyeshadows. I'm gonna use my old phone for this. It barely functions, but it still does. So let's randomize. 450. 88. I like the numbers. I hope I don't eat my words. 431. 304. 678. Those are some pretty cool numbers. Look at it. Like 678. I have some pretty numbers. But are they actually pretty? Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Let's check. Let's check our spreadsheet. Let's check our spreadsheet. For some reason, I want to start from the biggest number and then go up. 678. Oh. Okay, sure. Let me get that. This one is from my custom The Balm palette. We don't really have Z palettes here, so I just bought empty Pro Mac palette and put a magnetic sheet inside of it. Put, I think, 4 separate The Balm palettes in here, and the shade we picked, which one was it? The shade we picked is Brazen, the 4th from last. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this one. Okay, sure, why not? It's a brown. It's a brown. These pans are very small. I don't think it's gonna be too hard to hit pan. This is the shade. It's a brown. Surprise. I depotted these palettes not too long ago. It's been just a few months. So I'm excited. I wanna play around with it, see how much I like it. Yeah, it's a bit warm, but I bet I could still use it on my brows or as an eyeliner as well. This is our first shade. Our next shade is 450, which is Tease from Huda Beauty New Nudes. Okay, cool. Here's the palette. Let's see. It's this one, right? Yes, it's that one. This one's cooler, leaning towards purple a bit. It's cool, I like it. I like this palette, but I don't use it too often. And it's far too expensive to not use too often. So glad we have a chance to use it. 431. Okay, another 431 is another Huda Beauty palette. It's Suede from Rose Gold Remastered. I also love that palette and I use it a bit more. I use it more often than the New Nudes. Let's pull it out. Here it is. Here it is. It looks more loud, but still not enough. So, oh, the color is Suede. Another matte brown. Maybe the universe is saying you have too many matte browns to not use them. So this is the 3rd shade. Yes. This is the 3rd shade. It's more warm than the other 2. And it's also lighter. And I kind of like it as well. Yeah. 304 is from my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. It's a palette that I love. And I used a crazy amount the first time I got it, but nowadays I don't use it as often. I actually used it just last week, but before that it probably had been a year. Weekender. weekender is this one. It's a very easy shade. It's an easy shade. It's this one. It's a pretty easy shade. It's a creamy, peachy thing. But since I'm not too pale, I think it's gonna work really well. It's gonna be really easy. Let's pull our last shade. 88. Another pretty number. Ooh. Ooh. Really? Funny story. I'm pulling this shade for the second time. I had a trial run on this project last fall, and I also had this shade. It's the 7th shade from Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. It's at least not a brown, because I'm a color person and I have a lot of color in my collection as well. I have a lot of color. At least it's, you know, colorful. And I think it will go pretty well with this one. And the other 3 will, I think, go well together, maybe, possibly. Oh yeah, this is what we're working with this month. It's gonna be a bit hard because it's all matte. It will definitely be hard because it's all matte. But so far, I don't see any irreplaceable colors. I don't see any ugly colors. So we're just gonna work on it. And who knows? Since I already used this one a bit, maybe it will surprise us. Maybe it won't. It's gonna be hard. I know it's gonna be hard, but even if the shades themselves aren't very fun, the palettes I chose are very fun, at least for my taste. They have enough color going on for me to not get bored. I think for this month, I will try to focus on these 5 palettes only. So yeah, let's work on some browns and some purples, because apparently that's what the universe is asking us to do. Thank you so much for watching if you did. If you didn't, you're not hearing this part anyway. I'm not thanking you. Please let me know if you're working on this project as well. I'll be really happy to hear that. I'd be really happy to receive any comments at all. See you next month, hopefully.